Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I'm just going to go totally off on this video, so just make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm just going to go off. I'm sorry. So y'all know what I can't stand is I cannot stand a person that says anything just to make some damn money. You can't take people like this seriously, and you cannot trust them because they're going to tell you anything. Whatever works. Whatever works. Like the Richard Pryor joke, the joke he made. He said I was on whoever side that was winning. Whatever side that was winning, that's the side that I was on. And that's what you continue to constantly see with people out here in media. And it's one of the reasons why Charles Barkley is always calling out certain media members, but he never calls them out by names. But you guys know who the hell he's talking about. You know this. Charles Barkley, in my personal opinion, could care less about the relationship that he has with players. He understands that his job is to go out there and serve his audience. Those are the people he's beholden to because these are the people that make him relevant. Some people, for whatever reason, cannot grasp this very simple concept. Your job is to your audience if this is the line of work that you're in, not to the people that you have relationships with, because these people are not the ones paying your bills. So why are you beholden to them? Why would you hold on to a relationship that doesn't add to your bottom line just because you don't want to wrinkle some feathers or whatever it is? Meanwhile, your audience, these are the ones that are paying your bills. You're out there telling them whatever it is because you want to protect the relationship. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm ever caught doing that. And it's one of the reasons why I don't take a lot of these people seriously. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't take some voices in sports media seriously whatsoever. This is just the pure reality. Now, I've heard so many people flip-flop on this Lakers season so much, but there's no one that is flip-flop as much as Stephen A. Smith. And yesterday was just the latest example, but boy, oh boy, am I gonna roast you up today. So before we go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith was saying about the Lakers just yesterday. That we're talking about whether or not do they believe that the Lakers have an opportunity to make it into the playoffs. I want you guys to take a listen to these audios. I'm gonna come back and give you guys my thoughts. Take a listen to what he had to say just yesterday about the Lakers. Take a listen to that.
Let's talk about this season now. Let's talk about this season, gentlemen. So the Lakers lost 6 of their last 7. We know this. They're in the 9th spot. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Stephen A., are the Lakers missing the play-in?
They're not missing the play-in. They'll get in the play-in tournament, no doubt about it. But they look like trash right now. The Lakers look horrible. Frank Vogel's probably going to lose his job. It's not his fault. We know he can coach. The problem is when you watch the Lakers, even though they were far more competitive last night than they were against the New Orleans Pelicans the other night, you just see too many nuggets of proof of how they've tuned Frank Vogel out. If you really, really want to think about it, let me tell you what's making the Lakers sick and what should be said about the Lakers that should make Laker Nation sick. And I'm here in L.A. right across the street. I'm telling you, they should be sick to their stomach, doggy. Ty Lue, some would say, is the best coach in basketball. Pick his staff. And this man had gone to 4 straight NBA finals and won a championship overcoming a 3-1 deficit to beat the 73-win Golden State Warriors. And you disrespected Ty Lue by trying to insist on his staff. That's point number 1. Point number 2, one of the coaches you wanted to insist on him having was Jason Kidd, who was an assistant for you, and then you let him go instead of letting Frank Vogel go and elevating Jason Kidd. And look at the job Jason Kidd is doing in Dallas right now. Yeah. Frank Vogel's a good coach.
Beat him.
He's got a championship. I'm very fond of him. I don't want him to lose his job. I don't think this is his fault. It's up to his management. It's the Linda and Kurt Ramesses of the world that Jeannie Buss is listening to, and Rob Pelinka, Mr. Pleaser, and LeBron. All of them are in on it. They all have culpability. But let me tell you something. If you wanted Jason Kidd that badly on your staff that you was willing to bypass Ty Lue, okay, why in God's name would you let him leave for Dallas? Look at the job he is doing with the Dallas Mavericks. He's got Luka playing better. Defensively, they're one of the elite teams. There's no reason for it.
Now, let me quickly say this. That was a load of total nonsense and rubbish. And I'm going to prove it to you right this moment. I want you guys to take a listen to this clip here, this soundbite of Stephen A. Smith talking about the Lakers on August 10th, 2021, after they had just acquired Carmelo Anthony. Take a listen to him talking about the Lakers right there.
All right, so Stephen A. Mello says this was just the right time for it. Do you think this is the right roster for it, though? Do you think that this team, as it's constructed, can win a championship?
I think they could. I wouldn't say they're my favorites. I'm still going to go with Brooklyn. But when you acquire Malik Monk, Kendrick Nunn, Wayne Ellington, and Carmelo Anthony to pair with the big three, I don't have a problem with that. That's a team that can win the championship. Obviously, I'm going to still give a team like Brooklyn an edge, but I'm not going to look at the Los Angeles Lakers and say I definitively see a team in the Western Conference that can knock them off or that there's no way in hell they can win a championship. I certainly wouldn't say that.
This is the reason you cannot take these people seriously whatsoever. Help me understand something. Just last August, you thought they were a championship team. Just last August. And now in March 2022, you're talking about the Lakers had a chance to sign Ty Lue. What the hell does Tyronn Lue have to do with anything? Help me understand this. The Lakers hired Frank Vogel. Listen to this. On May 13th, 2019. That was almost 3 years ago, buddy. 2019. He was the head coach of the Lakers going into this season. So how come you thought the Lakers could be title contenders this season in August when the head coach was Frank Vogel in August? He's been the coach since 2019, but now in March, you're talking about the Lakers had an opportunity to sign Ty Lue or Jason Kidd. Help me understand, what are you talking about? Why didn't you say this last year? Why didn't you say, after making all of these acquisitions, I'm still not sure the Lakers are going to be a championship team because of their head coach, Frank Vogel. I don't believe in him. Why is it in March, all of a sudden you don't believe in him? But he was the coach going into this season. Help me understand this. Why didn't you say, listen, I don't think they can win with this guy? And this is the very reason you cannot take these people seriously, because they will say anything to make some damn money. Anything. One day you're saying this, the next day you're saying, let me ask you a question. Would you trust somebody that on Monday they tell you they're going to do this? On Tuesday, they don't do that thing. On Wednesday, they tell you they're going to do this. On Thursday, they do something. After a while, you say, wait a minute, I cannot trust this guy. I can't take this guy seriously because he's always flip-flopping all over the place. Every day I see him, I say, man, why didn't you do this thing that you were supposed to do? He can tell me a wonderful story. And I realize after a while, this guy is just blowing hot. He's saying whatever it takes to pacify me. Whatever it takes. It makes no sense that we're talking about Frank Vogel. And you want to know the saddest part about that? The saddest part is this. He said, I think it's unfair to Frank Vogel. I think it's unfair that a lot of people are going to be putting blame on him. It's not right, but you're the one putting blame on him. You, nobody else but you. How can you say you feel sorry for a guy that they're going to be blaming when you're the one blaming him? You are the they. Who is the they? You. And these are the people that are supposed to be telling you and giving you an honest take on sports. Are you freaking kidding me? I think it's embarrassing. Y'all make way too much money to be doing this.